Hey everybody, it's Kevin Dewalt of Prolego. Well, today is the second part of my two-part series on SmartGPT. Previously, I described what SmartGPT is and why it's so powerful. Today, I'm going to describe what the implications are for you and your large language model strategy. First, as always, don't have anxiety about your inability to keep up with this rapid pace of change. No one can keep up. Like this morning, I woke up and I heard two popular podcasts interview guests that talk about the limitations of large language models. And both guests, who are the so-called experts, made incorrect claims about what large language models can do because they hadn't seen SmartGPT. So don't worry if you can't keep up. I can't keep up and nobody else can either. So just accept it and chill and do your best. All right, so what is SmartGPT? What are the implications for you about SmartGPT? I think there's three big conclusions that I draw from this. First is that we've got to get out of this discussion about like which model is better and GPT-4 versus BARD and all the stuff that the media's caught up with. Most of it is irrelevant. We have to start thinking of systems instead of models. So it's not about which model is best, but what is the system we can create that gives us the kind of results we want. So when you start combining tools and model types and architectures like you see in SmartGPT, that's when it can get you into more of a systems level thinking. The second is that do not underestimate the power of what's going to happen in the open source community. And I would say this is probably the biggest disconnect I see in the media right now. Everyone is obsessed about what GPT-4 can do or what BARD can do or what Amazon's going to do or the next model. But really the action is going to be in the open source community as SmartGPT demonstrates. I mean, here's a set of breakthroughs based on some fairly straightforward principles that nobody's talking about. And this is going to continue. There are simply too many avenues of exploration and research for any one company to keep track of. I mean, we're looking at the types of model architectures, the arrangement of models in a system in the way SmartGPT has, like how you customize the models in the system for the specific task, the types of training data you use, the amount of training data you use, the quality of training data, and on and on and on. Integration with tools. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. And there's simply no way any one company is going to be able to compete with the hundreds of thousands of people in the hive mind that are exploring these opportunities. And if anyone doubts that, refer them to the SmartGPT video, and I'm sure you can convince them. And so even more critically, I think what a lot of people are underestimating is that the power of having a company like Meta put its resources and force behind the open source community. And as I've said before, they're probably going to do that because they benefit from the results of the model or the model systems and not the actual performance of the models themselves. And so expect open source to continue. And I guess the final one I would say is that anything you try to do to solve a real business problem is going to require a data science effort. There are simply too many variables and things to test when you think about what it takes to actually build and deploy something inside your environment. When you look at the data you have and the accessibility to the data and the quality of the data, your enterprise security and privacy policies, your infrastructure and your deployment paths, your existing workflows, I mean, how your users work and the interface points and the skills of your team to support it, and on and on and on. There is just not going to be a one-size-fits-all example for every organization. You're going to need data science teams to help explore where the best opportunities are for you. And of course, this is also what we do here at Prolego. So if you need some help on that line, please feel free to reach out to us. Anyway, I hope all this is helpful and have a fantastic day.